systems of inequalities. So what we're going to start with systems of inequalities, we're going to start with, to see if you remember how to graph just a regular old inequality, not a system. So go ahead and graph this and see if you remember all the details. You should be working in pencil so you can fix things. I'm going to work in pen so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. How many remember to do a dotted line? Why are we doing a dotted line? Is it because of this guy right here? So if you don't remember, remember that this and this get a dotted line. This and this and this get a solid line. Are you checking out? All right. And the reason is, solid line, those values are included. Dotted line, not included. Does anybody remember where to color with greater than? Well, greater than definitely should be colored someplace on the top bar, right? Check. Is that it? Do you remember doing this? Yes?
No.
Some of you did? Who doesn't remember doing it? Who did you have?
I was online.
Online didn't do this? Did you do any equalities at all?
I don't think so.
Okay. I will ask, who did you have for online?
I don't remember.
So it was either Dement or it was Rackley.
What?
Miss Dement or Miss Rackley.
I don't know.
You don't, because it really doesn't matter because you just were doing the, yeah. So did you even do problems like, did you do even problems like 4x greater than 5 or greater than 8? We
I
did.
don't think so. I don't even remember graphing one thing. I never figured out how to do it.
Okay. Did you graph regular lines online?
No, the only time we only had one graphing problem and it was on a test.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Now I'll have to do a little more research on the online. I wonder what you guys did. Well, anyways, you got some catching up to do. Okay, so just remember, we're graphing lines like normal, except for those two symbols dotted, those three symbols solid. And the reason why I'm coloring above is because these points all represent things that are greater than this line. Okay? All things below it are less than this line. And the way I like to look at it, I like to look at this as a roof for a house. So if I finish the house, it would look like this, yes? You know, I could put a little door and a happy little window, and a happy little window. Greater than, basically that's going to be outside the roof. That's where the rain is, right? Less than is going to be inside the house, all safe and protected. So let's go ahead and look at this next one. Unfortunately, I think I put all greater thans on here until we get to the next one. But we still can do the thing. So go ahead and graph this. And I'm going to check on, right after this class, I'm going to check on what they actually covered first semester. Because when you weren't online, we pretty much did half the time graphing. Does everybody remember in class we just graphed for like 6 weeks? Okay. So again, on this one, this is it still works like this. Y equals mx plus b. So we're going to start on 5. And there's no way I can count up 7 and over 1. So I'm going to go down 7 and over 1, positive slope. And because of that greater than or equal to, I am going to do the solid line. Okay, and this one's a little tougher to figure out where all the greater than points are because, well, which side would it be? Would it be left? Would it be right? And again, I like to look at it as this would be like a really steep house. You see how I can finish that out? So that means this side is inside the house side. This side is on the roof side. So greater than is still going to be right here on this roof. Okay, try to go ahead and do the next two on your own, using those as an example. Yes, question?
Do we have to color it?
Do we have to color?
What you're doing?
Yes. Now with a pencil, I don't need you, because a highlighter just colors quick. With a pencil, just do like this. You see how I just did it really quick? That's fine. But this, all the colored zone, represents all the points that makes the statement true. Yeah, go ahead and let them in, if you could. Okay. Because we're recording, I'm not saying your name. So go ahead, you got to take care of that right now. Okay, so we're trying to do these on our own. Well, I'm glad I'm reviewing these 4 because the systems is a little bit tougher than this. Okay. 3 again is going to be a solid line because of the sign. And again, I just made this randomly with a bunch of, it's all greater than. So again, I can look at this. I can look at this. This is kind of the house. Very steep roof. So we can tell which side is in the house and which side is on the roof. And I'll color this one with pencil, just kind of see how I do it. You don't have to make it super pretty. Some people like to. I like to use a highlighter so it can make it a little bit prettier. That just looks like scribbling, but that's the answer. Okay, one more to go on this before we do the do the new stuff. And after this, I'll figure out how many people are online so I can do some research to see what you actually guys did. Or at least we're supposed to do. Because I know some people didn't get finished with what they were supposed to do. That's the hard part about online. Okay, let's do this in, all right, and that's 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can also go down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is a dotted line. Not the best. I've got off a little bit, but make sure you have little holes in between. And it is also greater than. This one's easier to tell because if I completed this thing out, it would be a giant house. It's easier to tell what's inside. And so, again, this would be outside. Okay. So that's the old stuff. Make sure that's dotted. That's not the best. Here's the new stuff. Okay. Now, how to graph a line is still going to be the same. We're going to graph two lines. Okay, and I'll show you how I do this. I like to use two different colors so I don't get confused. So I'm going to use blue and I'm going to use red, just so you can see the two different lines. Do you have to use two different colors? No. I like to do it just to keep straight. Actually, there's some tests that don't let you use different colors, which I don't understand why, but they don't. I can't really fit the up 3 over 1 because that's 3, 1. That's what that slope is. So I'll go down 3 over 1. And I'll do it a couple times to help me be straight. This has that bar, so I'm just going to draw it. And I'm going to draw it, and that's why I like to use this worksheet, so you get your line far enough that it contains the entire graph. It makes your life easier. Okay, now I'm going to do this one in red. -2. I'm going to go up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. Okay. Now, before we were looking for X marks the spot, but with inequalities, we're not really looking for X marks the spot because there's lots of different spots because it's an inequality. And I messed that up. What did I do wrong? Nope, I didn't mess that up. Never mind. I was worried. I didn't check my sign and I thought I was going to get it wrong. Now we need to figure out which way to color. Okay? I'm going to use, we did a bunch of greater thans. So the blue line, and notice how this makes an X, yes? So basically I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different places I could color. Okay, so we're going to color only in one of those places. And so this is how I'm going to determine which way to color. Let's look at the blue line. Blue line is greater than, so I'm supposed to color on the roof, so I'm supposed to color this way. Okay, or this way. Okay, so I'm either going to color here or I'm going to color here. That's my only choices at this point. Let's look at the red line. Red line is less than. So less than is going to be in the house, so it's going to be coloring down. So with red, I'm either going to color here or I'm going to color here. Okay, which one do you think I'm going to color in? I'm going to color in this 3 location, right? And then that's it. That's the only difference. You just got to think about it a little bit. Okay? And I can erase all this junk. I don't need this junk. I just did that just kind of explain stuff. Okay. I'm going to graph this next one pretty quick to see if you can figure out where to color. And we're almost going to be done with this today, and we're going to pick it up tomorrow. Because it does say notes on it, so that means it's not going to be homework. And I know some of you didn't have the best working day, so you're going to have a lot of homework. Okay, let's look at this here. I'm going to still use two colors because it helps. Let's see here. We're going to look at this first one. Start on -2. And I'm going to go 1, 2. I can't go down 5, so I have to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and left. Okay, and it's going to be solid again. So I picked a couple solid ones here. Okay, I'm a little bit off. It's okay. Remember this next one is going to be, let me tell you, that's purple. This is red. Next one, remember that negative is -1 over 1. So I'm going to start on 2. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Up 1, left 1. Okay, and we're going to make a solid line here. This is going to make a very small area that could be colored. Okay, so again, I'm going to make that line so we have all the different areas. We have an area here to color, an area here, an area here, or an area here. Only one of the areas is going to get colored, or shaded is the fancy term for it. All right, so they're both less than. So I'm going to start with less than. So purple is almost straight up and down, but not quite. So it looks to me like the roof would be, that's the outside, and that would be the inside of the house. So I'm either going to color here or here. Okay, try to do red by yourself and figure out where to color. And it also is less than, so you're going to be coloring down. So that's either going to be here or here. Okay, so we're going to color where? Okay. And I'm just putting that number there just to be easier for you to answer, and so you can see that it's divided up into 4 different kind of triangles, right? Not exactly triangles, but kind of. And I colored in green because it was fun and exciting for me. Okay, any questions so far on what we're doing? Okay, we're going to put this away for now, and then tomorrow we're going to do all these together before I give you an assignment. Okay?